Hey everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. We've got another great project from our friends at Country Rewind Records. It is Webb Pierce, a country boy singing his heart out, and a whole bunch of fantastic songs that Webb recorded and that have been released now for the very first time. And we're going to talk about that and play some of those great songs for you tonight. And I've got a gentleman here who knew Webb very well. This is his son, Webb Pierce Jr. It's an honor to welcome you to My Kind of Country. Webb, how are you tonight?
I'm doing fine, Scott. Thank you. And yourself?
I am doing fantastic. It's really nice to have you on my show. Can't tell you how much of a Webb Pierce fan I am. Just one of the biggest.
Well, I appreciate you asking me to be on here.
Well, some great things have been coming along in recognition of your dad this year. I know that the Northeast Louisiana Music Trail has put up a marker for him, and I know you attended that ceremony recently. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, it was wonderful. They had made a plaque with a picture of my father on it and about him, and the unveiling went wonderful. People around there I thought I left home when I left there. People are just great, very nice, like they know you.
Oh, that's great. Now, that's in West Monroe.
That's correct.
And that's where your dad is originally from, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you were you ever in the music business, Webb, or did you pursue another career?
I had to pursue a career that if I try to sing, people would kick me out of the town, and I can't sing. I went from the military to being a deputy sheriff, and then I just retired a couple years ago. 32 years in the post office.
Wow! Congratulations. That's great. And you had a sister that was in the music business, though, correct?
Correct. Her name Deborah Pierce.
Yeah, I know she did some recordings with your dad before she passed away.
Right. Yeah, it was a sudden thing. At least I didn't know, at the last minute what was going on. I miss her, a whole lot. She had every opportunity. She was a very, very smart person. She could play anything you put in front of her.
And I know that your mom passed away here recently, too. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, thank you. She was 95, and it'd been a long road with her. Dementia kicking in and everything that goes bad with it later on in the stages.
It's horrible to watch, that's for sure.
That it was.
Well, tell me a little bit about growing up around your dad. What was it like growing up with a big country music star?
Well, a lot different than what people think. You had Hank Williams, and then you had Hank Williams Jr. Of course, Hank Williams Jr.'s got the music business, and I didn't. But to me, I thought I was a regular kid, and I've been for myself, just do like regular kids, and then I realized people started expecting a lot more out of me because of who my father was. So I had to find out more about society and just go from there.
Well, your dad was certainly one of the biggest country music stars. He had more number one hits in the 1950s than anybody. Of course, his biggest chart hit was In the Jailhouse Now, and that was 37 weeks on the charts in 1955, and it spent 21 weeks at number one. That is incredible.
Yes, I was, very proud of my father. Once I realized, instead of being a regular father, I realized, what he really was, and I was and still very proud of him.
Absolutely. And he was inducted in the Country Music Hall of Fame in 2001 and Louisiana's Hall of Fame in 2008 as well. That's fantastic. I've heard a lot of stories about the guitar-shaped swimming pool, and I wanted to ask you about people coming up there to see that. I know there was some flack from some of the neighbors about all the tourists coming through to see that pool. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, we had another house right before he
Now, there's another one of those swimming pools down by, well, it used to be Music Row. Was that one that your dad built as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there's actually two. And is the one at the house, is that one still there as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that's great. Well, this brand new collection is called A Country Boy Singing His Heart Out. It's put out by our friends at countryrewindrecords.com. And you can go to Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Pandora, anywhere we get our music, and pick up a copy of this. And these are all songs, from what I understand, Webb, that were recorded for the Armed Forces radio programs, and they've now remastered them and added some stuff to them and put them out there. So tell me a little bit of the background of this whole project and how it came together.
Well, I got a call one day, and, they were talking about wanting to do an album with my father, and, and I was real happy because, I believe, unfortunately, we're losing all the good ones, I just thought it was a great idea to get my dad back out there and hear what real country music sounds sounded like, And so I was more than happy to jump on it real quick.
Well, that's great. And I know Rex Allen Jr. had a lot to do with heading this project up too, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, there's a fantastic bunch of songs on this album. Of course, some of Webb's biggest hits are on here. I Ain't Never, and Why Baby Why, and Slowly, and I Don't Care, Wonderin', Memory Number One. So many of his number one hits that he remade for this great collection, and it's a wonderful treasure, that's for sure. What was it like hearing these? First of all, had you heard these songs, and did you know about them? And secondly, what was it like hearing these when they were all done and updated?
Well, it was a treasure to me. Yeah, I've heard most of the songs on there, and here's my dad's voice back in the years. It kind of fascinated me compared to his voice back then to 70s to the 80s. They were all, like I said, I could just sit there in my mind and listen to them singing it.
Well, it's a great collection, folks. You can go to countryrewindrecords.com, and we hope you get a copy of this along with the other great music that they've been releasing on that record label. And we've been doing a lot of features on these different projects, and they're fantastic. Webb, what are some of your standout favorite songs that your dad did?
Oh, shoot. I Ain't Never, In the Jailhouse Now, Wondering. There was one, Why Baby Why. I had a lot of them that I really liked.
I know on this recording that the version of Why Baby Why, is that Red Sylvain that is singing on there with him on that particular version?
Yes.
Okay. I wondered about that. They didn't list it in the credits there, so I was curious. I kind of thought that might be him, so that's great. And they kind of released that as a kind of a duet when it came out originally too, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, great song, great collection of music. We're going to play a whole bunch of them tonight for our listeners, and one of my favorites that your dad did is Sweet Lips. That's probably my very favorite song of his. I love that.
I don't know that song that well, but I guess I will. Sure.
Yeah, we're going to play it tonight for sure. That was only on a single. It was on a 45. It was never on one of his albums. He had quite a few songs that he put out that were hits that never ended up on albums for whatever reason, I guess.
Yeah. I never could figure that one out either.
Were you ever around your dad when he was writing with Mel Tillis?
Oh, yeah. Me and Mel's son, Sonny, we were great friends, good friends. It was a hoot to be around them too.
I could imagine. What are a few stories that kind of stand out in your mind about your dad that you might be able to share with us today?
Well, I think the biggest one, or maybe should say two of them that really stood out, is when Dolly Parton and Porter Wagner had their show on together, and they had their dad there a whole lot, and which I thought was great because I like Dolly Porter, and I guess the other one was when Dad decided to do this album with Willie, and we flew down there when Willie still had his farm out there, and we went golfing one day, and I thought, okay, what golf cart do I get? Well, everybody rode around in a Mercedes-Benz. That was our golf cart.
That's great. That's a great album. I really love when that came out, that's for sure.
That was a crazy one. It didn't go very big, but, it's something that will be out there.
Oh, yeah. Some great stuff on there. Willie did some fantastic duet albums at that time. I know he did one with Ray Price and Farron Young and Hank Snow and Roger Miller all around that same time. And I just love those. It really kind of brought that music to a whole new generation,
Right. Right.
And I think that's a lot of what we're doing with this new album, too. It's going to get it out there to a whole new generation, and it's really nice. There's not a whole lot of your dad's music that's still in print, so it's really great to see that this has come out so that folks can hear it.
Yeah, I really appreciate people finding this stuff and putting it together to remember my dad. Also, my dad, one thing he would always say, my fans are what made me, not me. He loved his fans. He'd do anything for them.
Well, we're going to play a whole bunch of these songs from this great collection. A country boy singing his heart out, countryrewindrecords.com, Mr. Webb Pierce. And Webb, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be on my show today and sharing some of your great memories with us. And your dad's music will always live on as long as I'm on the air. I can guarantee you that. We play a lot of Webb Pierce on My Kind of Country.
Well, I appreciate that very much, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for your time. Here's some great music from Webb Pierce as we continue with My Kind of Country. Webb, thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome, and it was my pleasure.
Says she ain't a here no more. I ain't never, oh darling, I seen nobody like you. But I love you, yeah I love you, I love you just the same. My friends will say, oh well, but what's wrong with you? I ain't never, oh darling, I seen nobody like you. But I love you, yeah I love you, I love you just the same. I love you just the same. I love you just the same. Slowly I'm falling more in love with you. Slowly you're winning a heart that can be true. I can't hide my feeling, oh, no matter what I do. For slowly I'm falling more in love with you. More and more I need you. by. My heart, I know you're stealing. I hope that you'll be true. For slowly I'm falling more in love with slowly I'm falling more in love with you. Slowly you're winning a heart that can be true. Now I can't hide my feelings, oh, no matter what I do. For slowly I'm falling more in love with you. Tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. I can't help but love you till the day that I die. So tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why? Well, I got a crow I wanna pick with you, just like the last time when the feathers flew. You're running a while to kicking up your heels, leaving me home with a handful of bills. I can't live without you when you know it's true, but there's no living with you, so what'll I do? I'm going honky-tonk and get as tight as I can. Maybe by then you'll appreciate a good man. Tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. I can't help but love you till the day that I die. So tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why? Tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. Well, I don't know, but I've heard say every little dog is gonna have his day. You better pay attention, don't you dare forget, 'cause you're certainly not just a little puppy yet. I caught you honky-tonkin' with my best friend. What I should have done was quit you way back then. Now I'm too old to leave you, but I still get sore when you come home, a feeling for the knob on the door. Tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why you make me cry, baby, cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. I can't help but love you till the day that I die. So tell me why, baby, why, baby, why, baby, why? There stands the glass that will ease all my pain, that will settle my brain. It's my first one today. There stands the glass that will hide all my fears, that will drown all my tears. Oh, brother, I'm on my way. I'm wondering where you are tonight. I'm wondering if you are all right. I wonder if you think of me and my misery. There stands the glass, full her up to the brim until my troubles grow dim. It's my first one today. Tonight, I'm wondering if you are alright. I wonder if you think of me and my misery. There stands the glass, fill her up to the brim until my troubles grow dim. It's my first one to take. Now I don't care if I'm not the first love you've known, just so I'll be your last. I don't care if I'm not the first one you've kissed, darling, I'll never ask. Yesterday's gone, just love me from now on. Be true to me, forget about the past. I don't care if I'm not the first love you've known, just so I'll be your last. Yesterday's gone, just love me from now on. Be true to me, forget about the past. For I don't care if I'm not the first love you've known, just so I'll be your last. In the dark and I'm never blue. I'm a walking the dog. I ain't thinking about you. I don't need no one to tie me down. I'm just a walking the dog and I'm painting the town. Such an easy life. Now I never knew until the day that I lost you. Now I'm a carefree lad that's seen the light. I'm a walking the dog all the day and all night. Ben Keith, how about a little steel lad? Such an easy life.